6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The caretaker Prime Minister and the United Arab Emirates President at a meeting in Abu Dhabi today will discuss ways and means to strengthen bilateral relations in diverse fields. The Senate was informed today that there is a sufficient stock of wheat to cater to the needs of the country. The President has called for further improving trade and economic relations with Nigeria to increase bilateral trade volume. Saudi Arabia has appreciated Pakistan Army's role in fighting the menace of terrorism and sacrifices made in bringing peace to the region. Designated banks today started receiving Hajj applications under the government scheme. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the occupation troops have arrested several youth on fake charges in different districts. And now the news in detail. The caretaker Prime Minister Anwarul Haq Kakar will meet the United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi today. The two leaders will exchange views on enhancing brotherly bilateral relations in the fields of economy, trade, investment, culture, defense, and people-to-people contacts. Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates today will also sign memoranda of understanding in various fields, including investment, cooperation in areas of energy, port operation projects, wastewater treatment, food security, logistics, mining, aviation, and banking and financial services. The caretaker Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, Murtaza Solangi, has said there is a sufficient stock of wheat to cater to the needs of the country. Winding up discussion on a motion moved by Dr. Sania Nishtar in the Senate, he said there is a stock of 7,213,884 metric tons in the country. Talking about public stocks, he said PASCO possesses 1,716,177 metric tons, Punjab 3,924,367, Sindh 817,394, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa 215,082, and Balochistan 89,354 metric tons. Similarly, in the private domain, the Punjab has 337,270 metric tons, Sindh 93,185 metric tons, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa 14,918, and Balochistan 4,157 metric tons. The minister further said a private stock of imported wheat of 1,033,845 metric tons is also available in the country. The caretaker Minister for National Heritage, Syed Jamal Shah, has said culture is the identity of any country and the cultural history of this region is more than 9,000 years old. Addressing an event in Islamabad today, he said creative people are intimately connected with their origin and culture and move on to their destination without any fear. Syed Jamal Shah said awareness keeps people conversant decision makers. He said the visionary and mystic poets and philosophers of this region spread universal message of love, peace, and benevolence. The President, Dr. Arif Alvi, has called for further improving trade and economic cooperation with Nigeria to increase bilateral trade, besides volume for mutual benefit. The President expressed these views while talking to Pakistan's High Commissioner Designate to Nigeria, Sohail Ahmed Khan, who called on him in Islamabad today. The President said Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa and Pakistan should explore opportunities for advancing trade and economic relations with Abuja. He stated that economic diplomacy is the cornerstone of Pakistan's foreign policy and Pakistan attaches great importance to its relations with Nigeria. The President asked the High Commissioner designate to work for promoting cultural linkages and people to people contacts to strengthen the bonds of friendship between the two countries. This is Radio Pakistan. The commander of the Royal Saudi Land Forces, Lieutenant General Fahad bin Abdullah Al Mutair, called on the Army Chief Sayyid Asim Munir in Rawalpindi today. During the meeting, both the sides discussed various areas of mutual interest, including cooperation in the fields of defense, security, military training, as well as regional situation and the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The commander of the Saudi Land Forces appreciated Pakistan Army's role in fighting the menace of terrorism and paid rich tribute to the sacrifices made in bringing peace to the region. The army chief said Pakistan deeply values its strategic and brotherly ties with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Earlier, on arrival at the general headquarters, a smartly turned out contingent of the Pakistan Army presented guard of honor to the visiting dignitary. 2 civilians were martyred while 10 others, including 3 soldiers, wounded when a suicide bomber exploded himself on a security forces convoy at Bakakhel area of Bannu district. According to ISPR, the motorcycle-borne suicide bomber affiliated with Hafiz Gul Bahadur group was identified as an Afghan national. Sanitization operation is being carried out to eliminate any other terrorists found in the area. The ISPR, in its statement, reaffirmed Pakistan's determination to eliminate the menace of terrorism from the country. Repatriation of illegal foreign nationals, including Afghans, to their countries is continuing in a dignified and safe manner. Apart from other measures for the dignified return of Afghans to their country, transit camps equipped with all facilities have been established in various districts for their temporary accommodation. 1,640 illegal Afghan nationals returned to their country yesterday. So far, 254,775 Afghans have been repatriated to Afghanistan. The process for receiving applications for next year's Hajj under the government scheme has started by the designated banks. In a statement, a spokesperson of the Ministry of Religious Affairs stated that this process will continue till the 12th of next month. Applications can be submitted on a passport valid till 16th December 2024. Hajj applications can also be submitted on passport application token. About 89,605 Pakistanis will perform Hajj under the government scheme. Balloting will be conducted if more than the prescribed number of applications are received. For the first time, women will have the opportunity to undertake the sacred journey without the requirement of a male companion. Under the sponsorship scheme, 25,000 seats will be allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. The Punjab government has formed a working group comprising representatives of relevant departments to chalk out a strategy for artificial rain in Lahore to cope with smog. The Chief Secretary Punjab Zahid Akhtar Zaman, during a meeting in Lahore today, stressed for joint efforts to control environmental pollution. He said the cooperation of the federal and military institutions in efforts to prevent smog in the Punjab is commendable. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the Indian troops have arrested several youth on fake charges during coordinated search operations in different districts of the territory. According to Kashmir Media Service, the operations were conducted in Srinagar, Baramulla, Kupwara, Islamabad, Anantnag, Shupanya, Kulgam, Rajouri, Poonch, and Kishtwar districts. Meanwhile, hundreds of people, mostly farmers, traders, and transporters, held a protest demonstration in Srinagar against India's targeting of economy in occupied territory. The protesters shouted slogans against the occupation regime for its policies against the Kashmiri traders, transporters, and farmers. The All Parties Hurriyat Conference, in a statement in Srinagar, said India has turned the entire occupied Jammu and Kashmir into a prison where military and police are being used to wage a war against the oppressed Kashmiris. In the United States, 3 Palestinian students were shot by an unknown gunman who confronted them near university campus in Vermont State. According to the police, the motive behind the killing is being ascertained as the students were wearing their traditional Palestinian scarf, keffiyeh. A suspect has been arrested while one of the injured students is in serious condition. Radio Pakistan in its national hookup at 1905 hours today will broadcast a special discussion program titled Prime Minister's Visit to the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait. And finally, the weather report. Cold and cloudy weather is expected in most upper parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, light rain is likely in Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan during the period. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.